Queens, welcome to the conversation. I'm Stephanie Rivers. Come on in, kings and queens. We're going to talk about what happens after the storm. What should we be doing as kings and queens in America after the storm? You're watching my journal. I'm Stephanie Rivers, and I'm TriCasting on YouTube, Facebook Live, and LinkedIn. So if you're on any of those platforms, you should be able to see me. Please like, share, and subscribe. So when I post, mostly on Sundays, you will be able to get that information. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on the clock because I got somewhere to go, but a lot of things that we need to discuss. If you want to text me at area code 214-919-9360. I'm going to put that in while people are coming in. Text to join the conversation. Again, I'm Stephanie Rivers, and you're watching my journal. So here's what I want to talk about today. I'm sure all of us have seen by now what happened in Washington, D.C. on Capitol Hill last week. They stormed the Capitol. Watching Trump supporters do that, it reminded me of how I felt when I watched Roots, the miniseries, for the first time in 1977 when it first came on TV. When I watched with little or no immediate consequences, those Trump supporters storm the Capitol, being disorderly, rioting, breaking glass, attacking the police officers. What I didn't understand in 1977, when I was 10 years old, was why were Black people treated with so little humanity and so little respect? What I thought about when I saw last week's events unfold is why white people who were doing all that they were doing, climbing the walls like roaches, rummaging through people's offices like rats, attacking the police as violent protesters that they were, why they were treated with so much respect and so much humanity despite all that they were doing. So really it comes down to for me that was the essence. Although we know it exists, we always use the hashtag white privilege. We always have video of what white privilege looks like. That to me was the slap in your face essence of what it was to be white in America and be able to attack the police, trespass on a federal property with no immediate punishment. And it was just like, it was another slap in the face. It was another example of the two Americas that we live in right now. So if you want to know the essence of how a person really is underneath, just look at them when things don't go their way and how they behave. So these Trump supporters were there, and they can't say it was not a Trump supporter. They can't say, oh, we didn't have anything to do with that, because clearly there were Trump flags, there were Confederate flags, there were people with disparaging, with racist phrases on their clothing, clearly. And before that, President Trump had a news conference or some type of event down the street and said, let's go up the street, let's walk up the street, so he clearly incited a riot. And so if you just saw people marching peaceably, because I'm sure there were people there just marching peaceably, but you missed the other, why we're calling it riot, while people, 4 people were killed At least 4 people were killed. I'm going to show you a video that proves my point, and I'm going to show you that video under the U.S. copyright of 1976. That's under the Fair Use Doctrine, which says that I can show you video and pictures that might be copyrighted if it is for the purpose of commentary, criticism, and teaching. So, family, you're about to get taught. You're about to, I'm about to criticize some folks through my commentary. So if you did not see this video, I'm going to show it to you now. Okay, let me see if I can get it to play. Now this is, okay, CNN. CNN be doing the most. Don't they get off my screen? So this is a white guy pushing the Capitol Police officer's gas mask off of his face, cursing, of course, with flags flying. All they're doing, the Capitol Police, is standing there with barriers, the plastic barriers. Now they're showing the Trump supporter mob pushing, heave-hoeing their way through another entrance. Now, they allowed these people to come through, and it wasn't peaceably. They were rioting, they were violent, they crushed this dude in the door, and nobody thought that. Now, I'm thinking maybe they don't have weapons. Maybe they're just like security guards at the mall. But no, these Capitol Police officers have weapons at the ready. They are trained, and a lot of them, the excuse was that, oh, we didn't expect for that to happen. We didn't know that was happening. So one, you're either telling a lie, or two, it's a dereliction of duty, because somebody should be doing research using all the technology that we have before us to know when there might be a chance of some type of protest. Surely somebody did the research on the protest for Black Lives Matter when y'all stood on the Capitol steps in force with your riot gear on. You knew then, but nobody showed up. Now, you mean to tell me, after all that people have been saying about how Trump supporters, as well as Trump, feels like the election was stolen, which is not true, but that they believe that you mean to tell me y'all didn't think nobody was going to show up on the day they were going to certify the Electoral College vote? Come on, that's dereliction of duty. And here's the thing. So let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say maybe they didn't know. Maybe they had been on vacation and they just was still in New Year euphoria or whatever. You mean to tell me that you didn't know at some point, you're already a police officer, you're already being trained, so at some point you don't need any extra notice that something might happen, because if it is happening, hello, you're supposed to be able to go into action. That's what you train for already. So you're already a police officer, a law enforcement officer. You're already in charge of the building. You already have been trained on what to do in case something goes down. That's called a plan. So for you to tell me that these people climbing a wall like zombies, I thought I was watching a movie at first, climbing a wall like it was World War Z zombies, that them throwing rocks and everything at you. You mean to tell me nothing kicked in to tell you you should be doing something about it, because of their inability to stop this mob, and people have died. Now, a lot of people are being allowed to resign and or fired. You've got the person who is over the Capitol Police Department or the Capitol Police. He has resigned. His name is Stephen Sund, S-U-N-D. He resigned. You got the House Sergeant at Arms, Paul Irving. He has resigned. And then you've got the Senate Sergeant of Arms, Michael Stanger. He has been fired if he hasn't resigned already. But now nonviolent protesters, which are mostly Black and brown, against the Black Lives Matter movement after the modern day lynching of George Floyd. Oh, y'all were in full regalia with wanting to do something and did do something. Bully people, you hit them with batons, you tear gassed them when they were marching peaceably. But you want us to believe that white privilege didn't play a part in you not reacting to these rioters when they showed up at Capitol Hill. So now, after the fact, law enforcement agencies across the country now have to use their time and resources to catch these people that clearly could have been stopped and detained and arrested for federal offenses when you had them. But you now, it's like our tax dollars are going to for a cure when we should have been able to prevent it. So this is another reason why we in America, I have questions about how our money is being spent, who our leaders are, what doesn't matter what race they are, what gender they are, what nationality they are. A lot of the things that are going on that we're spending time and money and effort on should be done a different way. And so that is a conversation for another day, because I want to stay here. So I want to say to you, if you recognize anybody in the videos, whether you work with them, that's your neighbor, that's your pastor, because it was somebody's pastor. He should have been doing Wednesday night Bible service, but he was up at the Capitol breaking down glass and stuff and got caught up in traffic, I guess, on his way back to the house. Okay, so if you know anybody, it was church people, there were state legislators out there, there were representatives out there giving a thumbs up to the people before they started all this mess. So if you know anybody, go ahead and tag their ass and send them, send their information to your local police department, send it to the DC Police Department, send it to the Capitol Police Department. Go ahead and do it. We need, just as usual, Black people got to come behind y'all and clean up y'all's mess. But this is what we're willing to do, because here's the thing. Even though Donald Trump instigated it, and his Twitter feed and some other, or his Twitter account and some other accounts have been suspended so that he won't incite any more rioting, there probably are plans already in place to take further action. Because when you don't hold these people accountable for what they did and what they are planning to do, they get a wild hair up their ass and they think they can just start doing anything to anybody without punishment. So I'm about to show you something that I pulled up. This is, okay, phone. This says a Black woman was attacked by violent MAGA mob in Los Angeles, and her wig was ripped off. Let me see what it's gonna show us here. And okay, I think this is gonna be.
The LAPD is looking into several fights that erupted in downtown LA during a pro-Trump rally yesterday. This after people have come forward saying the attacks were racially motivated. CBS 2's Joy Benedict has more from downtown.
What may have started as a peaceful demonstration in downtown Los Angeles.
Okay.
That way yesterday. And today, new heartbreaking images are surfacing from what many are calling racially motivated attacks during a rally in support of President Donald Trump.
I don't understand what's going on with the world. I'm saddened by it. I'm heartbroken by it.
Berlinda Nebo is the woman seen in these photos being assaulted.
It's a shame that I can't walk down my street anymore.
She says she was walking near the demonstration when she started being harassed by protesters.
I'm walking by and they're yelling at me because of my color, calling me the N-word, calling me the B-word, saying all lives matter, Black lives doesn't matter.
Nebo says she yelled back.
Okay, so let me, okay. And I'm just, I apologize if you're unable to see it, but it's on EUR Web, and you can do, let me say, look up Black woman attacked Los Angeles on EURweb.com. Okay, so people are becoming emboldened because they saw that they can get away with some stuff. So one, we want to hold them accountable because they can't get away with that, as well as we need to have a plan, have a game plan, because now they're going to turn their rage on people who they think are defenseless. Now, we've already been saying, we already know that when white people do stuff, they get a pass. When Black people do stuff, we get under the jail consequences. And so, having said that, you need to know the law in your state and abide by it. And that's how I'm going to put it. Know the law and abide by it. Okay. The same rights that they have, whatever amendment they working off of, you work off of the same amendment. Have a game plan for your family in case something kicks off when you are not at home. And when you are home, make sure everybody knows what they need to do in case you can't talk about it right then. You just go into action. Same thing as the Capitol Police should have done. We're going to have our stuff together. Get your security together. Get your video. Know how to go live. And here's the thing. It might happen when you're not home. So make sure you have a game plan on where your family can meet up. Also solar, including solar, there was an instance where I'm gonna try to say this as succinctly as possible. Most recently, in a few weeks ago, the FBI had sealed some documents about a domestic group that was planning on doing some domestic terrorism under attacking the electrical circuit of the United States in various parts of the country. And they had sealed the documents, and they made a mistake and unsealed the documents. So if you're going to look this up, look up domestic terrorism, electrical grid attack. And then that should bring up the information. Let me put that in for you. Domestic terrorism, electrical grid attack. And so they accidentally unsealed the documents. And I got about 5 or 6 more minutes. They unsealed the documents, and some news agencies saw it. Essentially, the people were pro-Trumpers, mad that he lost the election, and they're planning to attack the electrical grid. So I'm telling you, have your personal devices charged up at all times. Have your portable chargers charged up. You even might want to get you a solar charger. Have a portable generator. You can I've got portable generators. It's like a little pack that you can, it has different imports in it, so power ports in it, so you can plug in it different things. Go ahead and get that and plug that up, and so it'll be charged up. So in case anything goes down and you don't have access to electricity at the time, you still can function. So that's what I want you to do. That's your call to action. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I need to tell you about? That there are a lot of fringe groups who want Trump's thuggish administration to stay in office, but we can, they're going to take it out on whoever they can take it out on. So don't be that person left without protection when you need it, whatever that means to you. Okay, so that's it. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that when I post new videos, you will be one of the first people to know. Get ready, stay ready, and like my mama always tells me, keep your head on a swivel. All right. To find out more about the things that I care about, go to the written version of my journal. That's at eurweb.com. Thanks and have a super day.